I wanna way Juma will play Munaze. Maybe Ozzy Bear no and I drink the own copium. It's if you have the crewman's visa, a normal visa, whatever type of visa it is, F, B, J, whatever type of visa, Nazi Brim, our I-94, say across it or Canada, another Mexico, and you also had some sort of a official as or cheddar you made the crossing. Another even ebe cry undocumented, but ezuti man na AABB obeka maji drew and enya work permit. Another ewo EAD into what you biometric. Another even post I knew but or issue notice to appear. Debra court, actual Debra court, so put away deportation. The Munkrofi ama describing when ya say can't the Munkrofi one. There's no need for you to register. It doesn't affect you because I won't say unsem wo chrome that in one you don't need to register. Into them April 11th, announcements no ban on phone. You don't need to register. But if you're somebody you're undocumented, anyone some will be chrome hanuma. Those are the type of people this registration is targeting.
Hi there, my name is Calibos, the only boss with one S. Happy new month to all of you. Welcome to a month of new possibilities. Do you know why life has been made so easy? It's because of Tap Send. People, Tap Send is here to make your life easy if you want to transfer money to Ghana, if you want to transfer from USA, if you want to transfer from UK, Europe, Canada, a lot of places all to Ghana. And guess what? When it comes to Ghana, there's no e-levy charge. So, what are you waiting for? Download Tap Send on Google Play Store and App Store and be ready for exciting offers coming your way each time, every time on Tap Send.
Tap Send. Send more, spend less.
DHW 1642 Concord Rentable Intercooler Engineer Baku 16 daily also worldwide. You have internet highest information. Ubenya no wa say and be many change for me ko US according komo mene mi ami lawyer po adogi e gakra o ene ma chinaba aba immigration attorney or a champion lawyer pa e wo US me tane ni program as our first time ni dia o my update nyama e koso ni ade ene me nsaka no wa me ni ba bidin ko ni ahwe mene ne ba so achemom ba me be hwe de e koso latest update then of course US and so US pay attention or outside US so I feel also US pay attention to mra nyamaba social media no so de ukase odi echi a obi mutum futuru na we ka we be forward bibi ma oni ade ebi mo ha enye no kre ya na also share tap sense me kan kire mo say UK Europe Canada America Australia and now UAE ubetimi amanisika abrewadofo ewo Ghana enti de tie ni ko Play Store ni App Store na download tap send o download tap send na o fill forms kitu e be bisa o promo code channel so na type SVTV o manisika efi UK a ubenya bonus first transfer ubenya £5 bonus o Europe ubenya €5 bonus o US ubenya $10 a year bonus. Into download the tap send or Play Store ni App Store na manisika ebre obushia for now for ni adofo ewo Ghana. Ejuma pasa me nkancha mo se unya artisans, styler, painter, plumber, steel bender, electrician, carpenter, auto repairs ni adia. Ejuma pa se me nkancha o se ko omo website www.ejumapa.com and omo contact number and our screens no so no ubetimi from o abruche o pese ye project bi wasani sika be fie sa manfo di usika o nanfo ebusuafo ejuma pasefa project ne form so ombe ya ma na chese ukọ na ukọ request ya omepe obi na waye wujuma na ma baby o project ne wo Ghana bia no trust ejuma pa insa no ejuma o pese usua IT course number 1 Slam Technologies. Slam Technologies show cyber security, any either IT programs. Slam Technologies, will be Ghana, so will be in USA. Here Slam Technologies contact my numbers the good screens no. From CCA, not just say, cyber security and other programs. Slam Technologies, number one. Delight Foods is number one. More UK na old burgers ni ade nyamunim Delight Foods dada. Eba ni Delight Hausa Coco, Delight Sobolo, Delight Burkina. Both fruits number one. Uko UK a ko Afro shop bia na kasa ohwehwe Delight Foods. Obo se ewo. Eno na obianom ewo UK. Ajibi bia wo UK. Nti kona kope Delight Foods ne bi na tasty kama pa. Yanko na many lawyer Abba Ningomo Abba immigration attorney or heavy pa. Abba Boko Mesumi pa so SBTV Africa fans they be on message me say oh I say we ba kwa ma yente na ekoso den na ekoso for lawyer bra aden ya ya odin lawyer
you know my chum I'm so yes film the yes naturally of a Trump why ya bravo basa but benders me ya that that's Miss Maba over canini honum.
Nice one. Lawyer auntie, me kai there. Ye san komo way. Tama Trump started in nyama ini adie. Oka say ebeba form. Na ehuru gidi no. Action no na gidi ebeba form. Ye man o crowd ka say up to June mu ko ebeba form. Em say June no mpo nru ye. Still cry action wo cry na. Just say bi omo mutie news pa no me hu ne eko. But says I did na fear and panic near thrown in no SSC ano at Yaba form. And I make crime can be say the way I make sure Mr. Tino. A bound for best sorry etiano. Omo to a bad man and gasakra, a be best sorry etiano. Sisi oh I buy say war trading, the trading war, me also go for demonstrating that baby. Me a prophet too. And the lawyer, and then the course, and then come on, there will be information about updates. The EPC, UPC, who and she said, but then up, yet over to you, and
Martin DJ. And in the updates in the immigration space, oh yeah, you're P, but you can the I audience now as I was say to the Ghanaians no. On your BBA oh yeah, another on your BB or no fight like is that of fire. Today, and PM today a temporary protected status for Afghan and Cameroonians. No way, trim. Oh yeah, them on fire. You get it. Ain't just the things that will affect you as our audience. Ghana funa what American. That is basically the ones nyaman pedam kanwasan in there. Aye.
Okay. Inti wene. Over to you.
Your DJ Madase. Inti, I think first off, one of the things nyama was back Friday which is April 11th. Your BB our friend alien registration requirements. Make sure them croffer today or so them croffer register as aliens. It's not everybody who has to register as the alien or for whom them April registration offer one whom. And basically say a undocumented na Etsy America. The monkrofo na wopede wo register as part of that alien registration. Now the mazi onyazo fufuro is always been in the regulations as part of the books. It's just that TCR of an uncrophone, they are enforcing a lot of things that were not being enforced by previous governments. Inti say eyo obia nyama mbabeki king say obia damnya manyame of you don't need to register. Inti say eyo obia erbano as the visa and as a room. A cry I-94. I wanna what to plan as sometimes cry for form nearby. Depending on how your process goes within the US, no, you might end up with an I-94. It is a craft visa and as a bay. Another I-94. Another a crewman, yen seaman funa ya woba. Na wabe join a cruise ship no wako Florida na wako Caribbean islands na zino them crewman funa ya wants will craft visa. Kruman and so it also entire I wanna go use where you juma will claim munaze maybe the bear no and I drink the own copium. It's if you have the crewman's visa, a normal visa, whatever type of visa it is, F, B, J, whatever type of visa, and as bring our I-94, say across it or Canada, another Mexico, and you also had some sort of a official as or cheddar you made the crossing. Another even ebe cry undocumented. But ezuti ma na bibi obeka maji drew and enya work permit. Another ewo EAD. Inti wajiya wo biometric. Another even post I knew but or issue notice to appear. Debra court, actual Debra court, so pete way deportation. The Munkrofi ama describe your win ya say can't the Munkrofi one. There's no need for you to register. It doesn't affect you because I won't say unsem wo chrome that in one you don't need to register. Into them April 11th, announcements no ben on phone, you don't need to register. But if you're somebody you're undocumented, anyone some will be chrome hanuma. Those are the type of people this registration is targeting. Now, maminka insidubium there. Them registrations, if you are in Crofuna watershed, you have to register. Please note there, there's a risk that if you go and register, address, and then they will proceed to issue you with the notice to appear or to start deportation proceedings against you. And that is the risk of the registration. There's when you womb, they register, you pay that CTM woman, my buffer. But I said, I'm assuming a lawyer, me to can't show that federal law no don't abide by it. Into me to can't show that oh, can register, another man can register. The only thing I can tell you is this is the requirement. What's a crime if you don't register? And if they will tie the registration to further immigration benefits. If you don't register within this period, that was year registration. If you want something else from the US government, won't form now. It's up to you to weigh the risk there. To my register and sure I mean to me BB's further in the future. But my register and swa baby and sure no other from was mukofi. It is up to you to weigh the risk there. For them register and now them register. One who's today CCNO as part of them regulations no was the point so failure to update your address no becomes a deportable offense. I want to know what American say most times a file BB or USCIS and I say young crop now warrior asylum pino sometimes and sometimes it takes a long time and in your hearing 2, 3, 4 years and during that time you might move several into several homes. It is easy and once a movie be I mean as part of it's already part of the regulation. Anytime you move you need to update your address with USCIS. Into work if you don't do the update or failure to update your address no becomes a deportable offense. And that's the reason why I will break with I want to find out a removal orders no one because one address now on way to it's one. And that's the struggle they are having with getting people to deport. It's important. This is what is happening. As I said, I'm a to either register or do not register. But in Ghana, most of us will not need to register because now the visa and there's for form most of us know file for asylum or we always files for something or my employment authorization and whatever other programs we have would always file for something that would give us employment authorization. It is saying our work permit regardless of how you came. I would the and I answer as visa ban. You don't need to this registration on phone. So long as a maybe you just crossed in and bear as the phone and bear register and your work permit and just she will be in then for you this you may decide to register this regulation but I dare register and swa and shan wa before. Second thing I'm pedam can want some Yeah, IRS na Social Security. During the week, they came to an agreement there. Wabe share information. Think that hona yemu pina ya humbe kakra because for sometimes yeba. Oh yeah, you need social security. So most of us would file for ITIN. Yeah, my can the ITIN who I think one of my earliest videos, no, you can about ITIN. It's most of us will file an ITIN. Oh no, na yezike pay juma mebu honoma. That's what we use to open a bank account. And then we use it to file our taxes whilst waiting for young work permits na SSN na ze. It is a you'll be a ITIN and you are like because most times you file the taxes are them eyes. I mean, this immigration enforcement as a any updated addresses baby and so if you're filing taxes regularly 2024 will end, I think, by April 15th. We are supposed to file our taxes. It is a file lower taxes, of course they will get your updated address, but IRS follow by law cannot give them nyama for that. So all of this enforcement action is just to get people that they cannot find, that they know are in the system, and then they want to deport. And to pair MOU was signing with IRS. Now was say they are only looking for people away, like they have federal charges against them, federal crimes, now federal charges against them. In Crawford, our final deportation order against them. It's maybe yipano or court or your Nazi area court is on coffee and I won't find no coffee. And I don't pour card or your voluntary departure. I'm a coffee, but one call a team no way to. But because our item or to me ye juma or to me ye nyama or on a bank account, file the taxes. Into then what that it does, it makes it easier for them there. If they pick your latest taxes, then of course we will address, and then they can come and pick you and then deport you because you already have a final removal order against you. It's strong. I think I've said this on some of my videos there. It is the away you have a final removal order against you, Mr. Shong. And then if you're living with other people, I also like Tiawanado, because most times I want to work for one as it tends to be collateral. Then on your no especially for Africans now, Ghana for most times one bush you get it back. Whoever we are living with, the final order was 10, 20, 30 years ago. They are affecting all of those orders. It is our way you have a final order against you from long ago. Now, I mean, nobody is coming after you, nobody is chasing you. But there's a final order against you, I'm sure. So, and those people don't have documentation. At least give them one and kakra. And that's one do because I'm sure what about phone no wafra the microphone no wafa one. That is basically the purpose of them IRS na ICE for this MOU that they signed. But it hasn't come. One Saturday will use because they will need to file they'll need to sign like an operational as also by just to see how they are going to operationalize it. But in a year can start there or what federal crimes and final deportation order. But knowing this government, there, it would end up overfrobia so long as you're undocumented and you're using the item. It is item as the file or taxes are just be on your guard and you're undocumented. Be on your guard. Say and you may a bit my be fa status one, then the I mean, there are so many immigration lawyers here also. Reach out to anyone. So if you want to change, then try and get that done, just so you can also protect yourself, kakra. And that is the reason for them actually. Another thing a while by our high and kakra, students, we are seeing a lot of student visa revocation. Students now FJ and M visas now was the bear no. This administration is revoking a lot of their visas. In fact, as at Friday, according to our USCIS for one, they've revoked over 4,700 students for one visa. Abazinti, why are they revoking the visas? And why are they terminating one service? That's the I-20 now one service. No, why are they terminating it? What's the say? These are students who either there's a broad category there, which is counter to US foreign policy and a national interest. Basically, them Queen or Gaza na our friend in Israel Nazi. The US has taken a stance in terms of its foreign policy. And for them, they say if it's not according to, depending on who social media post, Nazi, they are scrubbing on social media posts. Other students and so where student activists will campus now or demonstrating Nazi. So if you are a student now, because it's that kind of student visa or a non-immigrant visa. In general, that's the lightest of all the visas, TASA, or a non-immigrant visa. If they push you into the category of against the US foreign policy and national interest, Mr. At that point, they are revoking it and then they are terminating your service. And for other students to why charge you one with people it's just a misdemeanor or speeding or driving, reckless driving, nazi. They are in court over what they are being charged with. One way. Once you are innocent until proven guilty. But all the category of them they are terminating, they are revoking their visas, they are terminating their service records. Young DUI, driving under the influence, they are being charged with students. I mean, just be extremely careful because, as I said, the money has always been there. But why I don't know why I'm not in there. They're going to enforce all of these things. They've gotten just one semester left. On for one who they are getting letters from their DSOs telling them that they are revoking their visas have been revoked. Nazi. So if your visa has been revoked, it will a bit a reinstatement. But I always say the meaning there, a couple of lawyers are putting together a number of students for a class action act. Class action lawsuit. So I think that if you're a student, na BB day for a while, this will be the best time. I know it's but this might also be the best time for you to join lawyers now open away them as just so you can sue on the federal level. But students are being revoked, their status is being revoked. They are not maintaining their status. They are working outside of saying they cry F1 now, or if you're on a student visa, there's a number of hours you can work. Into me, a jumama on brodo, or you cannot go outside of campus and take up a 40-hour work week, a friend in Juma. Sometimes students know a mistake, or no was one social security, no was a call to go register for the major man or to start that work. See, now that they are scrubbing for them, once they figure out that you are working outside of the period that you are supposed to work as a student, then you have not maintained your status. And based on that, they are revoking it. Sometimes they're not even giving up reasons. DSOs need on my, they're not telling the students why. It's Mr. At this point, unfortunately, there's no grace period. But once they revoke the visas, you can start the reinstatement. If they reject the reinstatement, then you start accruing unlawful presence. But I would encourage students, as I said, there are lawyers who are gathering them together for that class action. It is a bit are joining. Then don't bubble, just so if there's a decision of a fraud. That's what is happening to our students now. I've gotten Ghana have called me, so I know a couple of Ghanaian students have also been affected. But I know primarily for Ghana, what I've seen is either maybe they charge them with charging. If they are still in court. I know they are still in court. One can read, but just because of the fact that if they run the system, that you have a court case while terminating service, and the embassy has written to them that they've revoked their visas. 18 patrol students one share kakra. So as regards to young green card holders in acquaintu also waba there metume to kwan as already be echo eba edru border what's it J what's it personally I'm advising them there for now ma wonko because just as with everything and kofugi way, yemani bi wo honoma or starter ofu. Inti sisi for them nyama no sisi ana ono so what start nezi. So it's in the heat of things. Of course, to corner woba, they don't have a problem. But I want to work so we face the issues no so what also. Sometimes or to kwano working is 6 months or more and or bedroom border like point of entry. I mean, they are forcing you to sign in Yama to sign away your rights, your green card. Until off the top of my, I'll tell you the Edru point of entry in other words in Yama is when him there or pede signing off out like green card. All right, don't do it in Portugal. So you have your day in court. Sometimes there's an signer. They are going to put you into detention till you go before an immigration judge. We don't want that situation. It's not detention, but if you want to take the chance, Mr. Because green card, immigration judge, no, but to manage your green card, most times they would want to force you at the point of entry to sign away your rights. Maybe you've had previous charges against you, Nazi, felonies, Nazi, so they want to put you straight up into detention and issue you with a notice to appear. Also, ebi wo hokrampa abe enyuhwi but they will just take you into secondary but they will review immigration journey including how you got your green card OCC but on the market even though it's happening in Crawford or so issue they just breeze through the point of entry. It's just as with anything or everything else. I'm not sure that I mean weigh it out and see that if it's how you've used your green card. It'll be over America 2 weeks. No one gets in Ghana 6 months. No one bets in America 2 weeks or 3 weeks. No one go back. What gets in Ghana 6 months? It's cumulatively, then it looks as if even though I'm a green card, you're using the green card like a tourist visa. It's the microphone so when you point of entry, obejina wo I wanna was in Yamare nam na ze people are really facing issues in terms of travel and coming back into the US, even though we're permanent residents, we're green card holders. For me, I always say that Yamana starts in the heat of it now, trying to avoid travel. Eventually, it would phone and they'll move on to something else. And then at that point in time, Yamana worry but for now, it's really heated up at the point of entry. You can go, but say him there. Let me use an example. He's a client of mine. Him there, on one issue. Oh, no criminal record. To kwana 2 weeks, 3 weeks, no aba. Oh yeah, Juma Jere Bibia the DJ Bibia. Timer Urban Papa na Kofena Bay. And he came as an unmarried son of a US citizen. But before Baby Rimno, or worry, and son or Oreba, before he came into the US. And say a worry, even though it was a visa man, he was supposed to have entered as unmarried. But Oremuno no war, which means he should have fallen into another category, which wasn't the right category at the time of entry. Nancy, just about 3 weeks ago, Ofrigan Araban or Chino Keshe secondary was started there. They were going through his immigration journey. Will be sent. Nipe make a miss only criminal record. Only she okwa it's name 2-3 weeks now Aba America. Watching went through his record time onya ne green visa. Or asked whether or not I know war. Now the only thing urgent was the fact that one wage for a while now.
Young penny for baby say, if you are seeing her, be the map, be check. Why not HO? So we'll pay IT, the 1 year, so we'll pay support. Slam Technology say your #1 partner. Your office will US in here, your office will Ghana, so your numbers need good honor. So we should share IT classes, we share career coaching, we share support for business, cyber security. Free na your partner. Yaba see wow. Slam Technologies, transformation with excellence. Free see baby biara o
they are no longer married. It's okay, chair officer and there, oh, on any wage no. Now officer and the card, oh, then they will lift up the flag on his file and then let USCIS know. It's you'll be maybe making there, oh, a new problem. You get it, you can travel. But only to Quenny, as a more point of entry, that's what happened to him. It is a Zanka if who there's still wow and all room no wow he wasn't unmarried that they would just have told him that ni green card no way no papa, so they're going to take his green card away from him. So that is what is happening with young green card holders. They are scrutinizing your entire immigration history. Even for somebody as a only criminal record or otiane taxes or a BBA travels and just spends the requisite amount of time outside of the US. So this is the additional problem. It's because sometimes everybody, of course, we don't know all the laws in the US. No, it's no a year BB and they flagged it. Ideally, nipe way to corner through various administration, but this particular administration, why in there, they are scrutinizing the green card process for them. Nipano. 80 Mr. You can travel, but that is the risk that is coming up for young Crawford world to and at the point of entry, those are the issues that they are facing. Another thing I'm want some just because somebody asked me was, oh, no one today Trump will say we'll try dual citizenship in Patrol Derby. If you're a dual citizen, as in citizen of the US and Ghana and all of that, you can still continue to hold your dual citizenship. This issue came like a month or two ago. They between the Ghana passport na they to Kwana in Patrino. You can still use the Ghana passport so long as every free American use the American passport to leave. It's every free Hanoma. The normal process na every free American use your American passport to exit. Edru Ghana na pede use Ghana passport. That is up to you. So America one jurisdiction. It doesn't extend to Ghana. It is Edru Ghana na Ghana for no bepping. There you can use your Ghana passport to enter the country. Then you can do that. Initially, I've gotten questions now as why somebody would do that. So, Ghana, no, operate na Ghana outside of the 6-month period because I see in the Ghana. So, if you want to stay there beyond them initial 6 months, you still need to go and get an extension. And you go on my way and in the operate na Ghana more than 6 months. So that's why they will use their Ghanaian passports to enter into Ghana. So, Ereba, say, as you're Ghana in Ereba. Use your US passport to enter. At that point, them recommendation that you should enter and exit with your US passport. You've done it. It's if you have use your US passport. Edru Ghana na epede ezo Ghana passport to Roma. As I said, US jurisdiction is there. Edru international airspace, and that's where it ends. It doesn't extend to Ghana. It is Edru Ghana na epede ezo Ghana passport to Roma. You can use that to enter. So Ereba, a US passport, you're still a dual citizen. It's up to Ghana. Ghana accepts that and allows you to be a dual citizen. And that's I would say in Yamana for asylum for so I mean on last week. So we are still trying to decipher there in terms of judges having the right to do away with cases that will or you weakness. But of course, also it's against the law. Sometimes, as lawyers or as associations, we try they will be taking it out or to take it up with the judges or with appellate courts, and depending on what the decision is, that is what happens. Now, unfortunately, I should say it that way. We are right now in a period where into me by yourself, kakra. Because the process no always in. And see if you can afford it, Mr. For Kado, and then get a lawyer to assist you. Because what is happening is young Krofuya, where you prepare a see. Oh, now when you, I'm getting so many of them. The coffee away preparedness. Well, they put the application together for you. They send it off. They sign it. Was a I was in was a sign. Assemble not a friend or preparer. A friend of you. You will call. You will email. I don't know why Jimmy scary. And these people are not, like when you're organized and they say, so I mean, just gonna miss yeah. See, yeah. All you have to do is reach out to a friend. ARDC in Chicago, there one lawyer why just crazy. Don't sanction me. There's something I get like association guiding me Nazi, which gives you room to sort of a some to one as a me or BBA, you have recourse to justice. Them over parency, many p why as no more no why your request for evidence, USCIS request for evidence, provide A, B, and C, or for any preparer own fee. But if you had a lawyer from the beginning, then lawyer no wow, right from the beginning through or request, or even if it's interviews, cry on you be called to the end. There are so many of us in the system. There are so many of us in our states, in our town. Just reach out. Mom, whoa, it's fine. It might be a bit expensive, but in the end, it's better than our double for whatever process that has to be done. And of course, the last thing I'm candidate, even though Trump wasn't in some, I mean, what touching P? But one of the things they still haven't overhauled dramatically, yeah, family based in Yama, as in there, yeah, file it for a year, yeah, file it for a yeah, file it for your mommy and as there, your papa. That process is still intact. Once they really haven't changed a lot of things. The only thing that is really changing is most of it interview. They are scheduling it for a lot of interviews. I know yepe green card na yepe green card no. They are scheduling a lot of them for interviews. Even for Inyama, it doesn't really need interviews. No, fine. And the Biden na go be wave. But this administration is scheduling it for interviews, and then they are issuing a lot of them requests for evidence. No, there's a cry, see here, wafa paper and pen was that watch line by line, and then they are issuing a lot of requests for evidence, and that is where you're not problem never because as a camera prepare a new react. Then once they issue the request for evidence, prepare and why then wait one. And sometimes they might give you either 30 days or like them 80 days to respond. Into me patrol in all things no what's but as I said, the one thing that seems to be stable kakra for now no is family based. As in there will be our filing a man spouse, near and any kun, or filing a man ba, another or filing a man and a papa. That process no is still calm into say on what you na akwenya the home for you to fall into any of those categories here marking here, that might be the best bet for you to get your green card. As always, I am the that is what we are doing. It's just reach out and why a bit and a foot a bit we'll try our best and get it done.
Fantastic delivery. So lawyer Abba, thank you so much. There, a break BBR down. I don't have any question. 1 hour question won't be comment section. I feel there 1 hour per warrior of offending self-deportation. I explain into I feel there anyone be I could be anti in future and say BB Babioma. Na me nyawa ba say we djuma why tight ana
why that is TJ. I was them kocha pro.
why tight. Abba immigration attorney. Why for you are a heavy lawyer. Anyway, lawyer me that's there bay. I mean at another time you be bana che there. Bibi wo ha na abeka che yen. Ghana for wo here lawyer, one contact lawyer Abba. Numbers no screen no do no. Ankofo ba. Mo numbers no but I am the one pay attention. What ba still obeba me ho there. We here bi mo wa ba there still we here number. But they be no ne flyer da or ne number da do one friend Or friend on so lawyers wage man there, they to your consultation fee. Them challenging are still a facer. Young of do one hour pay free thing. I want lawyers and also they I will pay free.
Oh, I mean, see, yeah, there's a process into if you into I mean, it won't even go forward. It has a so the appointment is set up that way. Into once you pay, then it will give you the date. It will give you the link.
Oh, okay. Okay. Into what friend and man on a we book appointment.
Patrino.
Okay. Our website
Oh, in your website.
The website in here.
Oh, it's attacquationlaw.com. Into ATTAQUAYSONLAW.com. Into Echo Hontua.
Yeah, I want check the website and so bit my check the website so into lawyer the social media and so bit me follow no then
oh Instagram @immigration attorney and at TikTok @immigration attorney. Oh, the same.
and a Facebook so
And our Facebook. Yeah, Facebook them I always forget them. Attacquation Law or Facebook.
okay. So lawyer a pa bo na man one kasa bo na man that
My number your crow 815-860-4737.
so outside the US or the plus one be she nim and sana wa free enti lawyer immigration attorney that's it why so the update to mon contact no heavy lawyer pa US enti mon contact me dem say some share SVTV Africa magan so follow you there had the course bia no ye be ka chew person ba me show no so bia me na miss the good screens no so bit me WhatsApp me and I say your voice note madam production team I say subscribe to your channel for more so na be ya me say tap so na share your videos na be bo unu abi to makram.
Living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job? Then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
She has a plan, a secret mission filled by gratitude and affection. She chooses her mother's favorite breakfast. Delight Foods, House Sakoko, a harmonious blend of flavors crafted with care and devotion. The taste of tradition and comfort. In that moment, their connection deepens, a bond strengthened by a shared experience. Delight Foods, House Coco, a delicious breakfast made with care and love in just 2 minutes.